from what you remember when you called your first and or second sponsor, did you get one or two?
I had one. And right now this is really uncanny.
Okay, let's talk about the conversation.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay, so the conversation is, to your point earlier about having a relationship. It was someone that I had a relationship with who owned a business that was completely complementary to mine. I mean, it's peanut butter and jelly made in heaven, because my investing portion of my business, that section of my listenership needed those tax services that this business provided. So I reached out to that person and I just said, hey, actually I sent a text message just saying, hey, do you have a few minutes, for a quick conversation, getting that permission first. And it was, oh yeah, of course. We pop on a very brief call and I said, hey, and I was very direct, because people in these positions, they don't need us to beat around the bush. They just need us to come out. We all have busy schedules. They're productive, moving mountains. And so I said, hey, my show is doing XYZ in downloads and it's growing and I'm investing in it. And I am looking for a partner to come in as a sponsor where that business can go. And I really emphasized how it would be beneficial for the sponsor, and why my listener base is exactly who they want to work with. And I'm just going to take you straight to the oasis. And you know that I generally attract really extraordinary people into my ecosphere. So you want to work with these people. They're really great people. And it was a very brief call and a very fast yes.
Awesome. I always tell my clients that usually it happens on one call one time. Mm-hmm. And then there's a couple people that had to have like 3 follow-up calls, and they're like, oh, it took so long. Don't worry. That's not a big deal. All right. So here's what I'm hearing. Out of the whole episode today, we're talking about how do you monetize? How long should an ad be? And then we'll get into, should I use dynamic ads? Because there are pros and cons. As far as how to monetize, we started by talking about who would you even reach out to? And you talked about it's somebody who serves your listener. And I think we added together if they can afford it, that's number 2. If you trust them, that's number 3. And if you have a relationship with them, that's number 4. And if they can serve your listener and have those other 3, they're going to be a great choice. And then now we talked about the how. How do you reach out to that person now that you know who it is? And we've got three things in front of us. So the first is it's a contract. You want to have something that they can sign, something that shows what's happening, something that explains when they exit. I was just at a mastermind. We were talking about this, you and me, Julie, right before we started recording. I was just at a mastermind event with just 12 business owners. And one of the business owners is going through something. Now, I can't name names or anything like that because everything that happens in the mastermind stays in the mastermind. But somebody is going through something with a business partner and they want to exit. They want to figure out what the exit is. And luckily for them, they had what's called an exit clause in their business relationship. So when they created a business together, they wrote an exit clause. They understood what it looked like if they ever separate. And Julie mentioned also when you go to growyourshow.com/templates, that's where you can find all these different templates that you can add to that contract a way to exit. So if Julie wanted to leave soon, or if the was it called financial services? What type of company was it again?
It was, yep.
Okay. If the financial services company wanted to exit early, how does it look? Because that is already written down and it shows. So the first thing is the contract. The second thing is the Goldilocks method, which is like a 2-page form that shows these are the 3 packages and it pushes the person toward the middle. Now, 10% are going to pick the highest automatically because they deserve it. 10% are going to pick the lowest automatically because they want a good deal. And 80% are usually going to pick that Goldilocks. So you help them to be able to pick that Goldilocks. And you make the top one so high that if they do pick it, you're getting great amount of money. It's a good win-win. And that is also found on growyourshow.com/templates. You can get all random templates that can benefit you for your podcast. The third piece to this how was the conversation. And you mentioned that you reached out to the person, you let them know quote, my listener needs tax services. And you did something that we talk a lot about on this podcast, WIIFM. What's in it for me? And what I mean by that is when you talk to the tax service person, you let them know, hey, my listener needs this. This is what these are the type of people I attract. And you let them understand how it will benefit them.